Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
I am Dr. Deshmukh, Associate Professor in Microbiology, DBF Dayanand College of Arts and Science, Solapur. And I welcome you all for this international webinar on COVID-19 challenges and solutions organized by Department of Microbiology, DBF Dayanand College of Arts and Science, Solapur. We have around 800 participants registered for this webinar. I hope you all are healthy and safe. I am very glad to inform you that we have with us three eminent speakers, namely Abdullah Mohammed Shohael, Professor, Department of Biotechnology and Genetic Engineering, Jahangirnagar University, Savar, Dhaka from Bangladesh. Dr. A. M. Deshmukh, President of Microbiology Society of India, and Principal Professor G. R. Pathade, H. V. Desai College, Pune from India. So also we have with us Principal Professor V. P. Ubade, DBF Dayanand College of Arts and Science, Solapur, and Professor and Head D. G. Kadam, Department of Microbiology, DBF Dayanand College of Arts and Science, Solapur. I welcome and I am grateful to these speakers from bottom of my heart for sparing their valuable time. As per the tradition of our Dayanand institution, we begin this webinar with DAV anthem. May I request all the participants to rise in the honor of DAV anthem.
अविरल निर्मल सलिल सदय ज्ञान प्रदायिनी ज्योतिर्मय हो चहु दिशि उद्घोष अभय डीएवी जय जय डीएवी जय जय प्रबल प्रवाहमयी नित नूतन जीवन दायिनी सदा सनातन वेद प्रणीता परम पुनीता ये धारा अक्षय डीएवी जय जय डीएवी जय जय दयानंद से प्रेम भक्ति ले हंसराज से त्याग शक्ति ले धर्म भक्ति का राष्ट्र शक्ति का हो दिन मान उदय डीएवी जय जय डीएवी जय जय सुख समृद्धि इसकी लहरें प्रेम शांति इसके तट ठहरे सघन शांतिमय प्रबल क्रांतिमय लिए अटल निश्चय डीएवी जय जय डीएवी जय जय
Thank you all. Before beginning the session, I have three instructions for the participants. Number one, participants, you mute your audio and video. Number two, you can put your queries or questions in the chat box. We will be discussing those during question answer session at the end of this webinar. And number three, to receive the e-certificate, that form is mandatory. The link of which will be provided at the end of the webinar. Dear friends, we are in the second phase of Mission Begin in this COVID pandemic situation. And we are witnessing that more and more number of cases are coming up of COVID-19 throughout India. So, this is the right time to have interaction about this COVID pandemic. I request Professor and Head D.G. Kadam, Department of Microbiology, Danan College of Arts and Science, Solapur, to brief about the objectives of this webinar. Over to Kadam, sir.
Good morning to one and all.
Audio is not there. Hello.
Some problem in audio.
Audio problem is there.
Kadam sir, there is a problem in audio.
Still it persists. No audio.
DBF Danan College of Arts and Science, in association with Microbiologist Society India. On this occasion, I thank Professor Dr. Shohael from Jahangirnagar University, Dhaka, Bangladesh, Professor Dr. M. Deshmukh, President, Microbiologist Society India, and Principal Professor G.R. Pathade for accepting our invitation as a resource person for this webinar. We all are aware that we are passing through an unprecedented, historical and serious situation of COVID-19 pandemic. It has hit badly the mankind, encompassing all its activities, and has resulted in physical, mental, social and economical unrest all over the world. All the governments are trying to contain the situation by taking a number of measures. We have to follow strictly the guidelines issued by the government agencies from time to time. Like all other fields associated with our livelihood, the education sector is also affected to great extent. Educational institutes are all remain closed. All the stakeholders are facing grave situation. As we know that SARS coronavirus 2 being novel strain of its family, it has presented novel or new challenges before us in all sectors. As of today, there is no vaccine available in market, all being under various phases of testing. However, we all know that this virus has tendency to undergo mutations from time to time. Under such a situation, we will have to live with COVID-19 for several months or even several years. So far, we have come to know just enough information of various facets of COVID-19 through different sources or media. Still, in order to combat this corona pandemic war, we should be consistently alert and should have deliberations and discussions to find the solutions to the challenges posed by this pandemic situation. For this, Department of Microbiology, DBF Danan College of Arts and Science, in association with Microbiologist Society India, has organized this webinar. Hope this webinar will help you to acquire some new knowledge through the presentations by today's resource persons. Due to time constraint, I would like to stop here only. Thank you. Madam.
Thank you. Thank you.
Organize this webinar.
Thank you, Kadam sir.
Webinar will help you acquire some new knowledge.
Now I request
by today's resource persons.
Principal Professor V.P. Upade, DBF Danan College of Arts and Science, Solapur, to say few words about our college. Over to Upade sir.
Very warm welcome to one and all. Very good morning to one and all. Virtually, we are connected with each other. On behalf of the DAV CMC New Delhi, DBF Danan College of Art and Science Solapur, Microbiological Society of India, Microbiology Department of Dayanand College, all participants, all esteemed research colleagues, resource fellows. Once again, I welcome you all. DAV CMC New Delhi is running more than 1,000 educational institutions in the country as well as abroad. Among them, one is DB Abdanand College of Art and Science, Solapur, established in 1940. College runs various programs. I will not go in detail about the different programs, but I would like to highlight the postgraduate departments. The microbiology department runs PG, that is MSc in basic or general microbiology, along with different types of hands-on training programs, certificate courses. I am very proud to quote here that the students of our microbiology department, UG as well as PG, in this COVID-19 pandemic situation, are working for the betterment of the society. They are working as Corona Yodhas, as well as they are providing service in different pathological labs also. Here we are organizing Dayanand webinar series in this period, and this is the 12th event of the Dayanand webinar series. We discussed different points related with the Corona, challenges to the education system, as well as general personality skill development programs also for the students, staff, researcher, as well as for the women. This is something different about the COVID-19 pandemic challenges and solutions. We know that I am very proud to say that the Department of Microbiology of this college has already taken the initiation to create the awareness. Before the initiation of lockdown in India, the Department of Microbiology created and posted the different banners, flags in the college premises regarding this COVID-19. At the same time, they ran the quizzes related with the COVID-19. In the February, microbiology department conducted one national conference related to the same theme. The lectures of the experts from the microbiology as well as medical profession were arranged. Again, the department has created one video regarding the COVID-19 also. So department is very active, faculty is very energetic and working all the time for the same. Here, the topic is COVID-19 challenges and solutions. We know that the outbreak has had a major impact on clinical microbiology. In the pre-analytical stage, collecting the proper respiratory tract specimen at the right time from the right anatomic time is essential for a prompt and accurate molecular diagnosis of COVID-19. So this is the challenge regarding with the microbiology. At what time sample should be collected from actual what inner part of the throat and sample can be collected, what should be its amount, what periodically if it is to be collected, and once say the test comes negative, then can we suppose the patient is not having such type of symptoms? Lot of challenges are there. Again, we know the different guidelines declared by the WHO as well as ICMR of India. There are continuous changes in the symptoms of the COVID-19. Most of the times they says that the continuous cough, high temperature, loss or change of sense of taste or smell, along with n number of observations. Today I came to know that more than
audio problem.
there are continuous changes in the symptoms of the COVID-19, continuous cough, high temperature, loss or change of sense of taste, smell, like that. And in this situation, microbiologist has to find out what are the different techniques and tools for the various clinical microbial applications. The microbial applications, along with the new challenges related with the plasma therapy, use of the antibodies, and ICMR's guidelines. We will discuss with the expert, and resource persons will give you the idea about the disease, what are the challenges, and how microbiologists are finding the solutions for such type of challenges. This is all possible due to the kind collaboration and cooperation extended by Professor A.M. Deshmukh, Principal Pathade sir, and Dr. Shohael from Bangladesh. They will definitely enlighten the participants, attendees with the concept, and in the last, we can have the open discussion forum with the same. Meanwhile, the attendees can post their questions in the chat box, or they can send to the host by other means also. These questions can be put in front of the resource persons, and we can have the discussion also. So this is the one step taken forward by the college to have the discussion and creation of the awareness. Once again, I welcome you all for this conference, and be connected with the college, as the college is going to continuously arrange such type of webinars through the virtual mode. Thanks to one and all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ubay sir. Now, moving on to the felicitation. On behalf of Dayanand Institution, Solapur, we are felicitating.
Be connected with the college, as the college is going to continuously arrange such type of webinars through the virtual. Thanks to one and all. Thank you.
Situation in Bangladesh. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Ubay sir. Now, moving on to the felicitation. On behalf of Dayanand Institution,
Background noise is there.
connecting, we are felicitating.
Be connected with the college, as the college is going to continuously arrange such type of webinars through the virtual. Thanks to one and all. Thank you.
Situation in Bangladesh. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Ubay sir. Now, moving on to the felicitation. On behalf of Dayanand Institution,
Background noise is there.
connecting, we are
Background noise is there.
felicitating.
Be connected with the college, as the college is going to continuously arrange such type of webinars through.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Today's first speaker is Abdullah Shohael. I take this opportunity to introduce him. Abdullah Shohael completed his PhD in agricultural biotechnology from Cheng National University, South Korea, and postdoctoral fellowship from Shizuoka University, Japan. He started his career as assistant professor in biotechnology at Jahangirnagar University and presently is working as professor there. He is visiting fellow as plant microbiologist at Cheng National University, South Korea. Besides, he has many credentials to his account. He has published 30 research papers and also presented research work in conferences and written chapters in books. He is also foreign expert for MPhil and PhD thesis evaluation at Mangalore University, India, Sultan Qaboos University, Oman, Bharati Darshan University, Tiruchirappalli, India, and University of Malaya, Malaysia. Under his able guidance, 13 students were awarded doctorate and 4 students are pursuing PhD and 5 for MS degree. He is a recipient of many prestigious awards for the outstanding academic performance and research work. Shohael sir, forgive me due to the time constraint. I'm not giving full justice for your biodata. So with this brief introduction of Shohael sir, I request Shohael sir to enlighten us on challenges and solutions for COVID-19.
Thank you, ma'am. You have done more than enough what I am. So it is indeed a great pleasure and honor to be here in this event, International Webinar on COVID-19 Challenges and Solution, jointly organized by Department of Microbiology, DVF Dhanabad, Dayanand College of Arts and Science, Solapur, and Microbiologist Society of India. Honorable Chief Patron Padma Shri Dr. Poonam Shuriji, President of DAV College Trust and Management Society, New Delhi. Sri Maheshji Chopra, Local Secretary, Dayanand Institute, Solapur, and the Secretary of DAV College Management Committee. Honorable Principal of the DVF Dayanand College of Arts and Science, Professor Dr. V.P. Ubale. My gratitude towards respected eminent Professor Aurobindo Deshmukh sir, President Microbiologist Society of India, respected eminent Professor Dr. G.R. Pathade, Professor Dr. D.G. Kadam, coordinator of this event and head of the Department of Microbiology in this college, and his efficient team who are working very hard to make this event successful. Other guests of honor, dear colleagues, friends, and audience from home and abroad. Good morning, everyone, and good afternoon from my side because we are already at noon. Thank you to each and everyone for being here with us today. We are very pleased to be able to welcome those who have been with us virtually for a long time now, as well as those who are now in the seminar attending new or before. Today's event actually is dedicated to the coronavirus pandemic situation that already Ubale sir is described very nicely. It's a global pandemic and a global crisis, and we must be stick together to fight against this. The coronavirus pandemic is the defining global health crisis of present time and the greatest challenge we have faced since World War II. Since its emergence in Asia late last year, especially in China, the virus has spread to every continent except Antarctica. But the pandemic is much more than a health crisis. It's also an unprecedented socio-economic crisis, stressing every one of the countries it touches. It has the potential to create devastating social, economic, and political effects that will leave deep and long-standing scars. During this pandemic, every day, people are losing their jobs and income with no way of knowing when normality will return. The International Labour Organization estimates that 195 million jobs could be lost. And then the World Bank projects that around 110 billion US dollar decline in remittance this year, which could mean 800 million people will not be able to meet their basic needs. I am Abdullah Muhammad Shohael, Professor of Biotechnology and Genetic Engineering, Jahangirnagar University, Dhaka. Basically, I am a plant biotechnologist working with different medicinal plants and their efficacies against different diseases and disorders. Molecular dynamic study, genetic engineering, and genome editing for the development of novel traits, especially different stress-tolerant traits in our lab in Jahangirnagar University. Honestly, we are not prepared for this situation by research, development, economy, or any other way. It's our failure living in the most advanced and privileged society to project such a devastating situation could be happen. No one from the modern world to the third world country, no one has predicted this event could happen and how much we'll go for and what will happen finally. Till now, nobody knows actually how long we have to stay with coronavirus. And today I am here to provide you some information about COVID-19 situation in Bangladesh and strategies have taken by the government to tackle the situation. As we are friendly country and our culture, custom, food, behavior, weather, almost the similar. So we have to know the situation each other. That could be easier for us to make some strategies to find together. I have nothing in my hand, even in my mind, to share with you for the control of this virus. Whole world are now waiting for some miracle we blessed by the Almighty to save his slaves. Around the world, scientists are working on trial and error methods in their research and development to fight against COVID-19. Similar thing we are doing here as well. COVID-19 situation in Bangladesh. Countries around the world have come to the halt as the COVID-19 or coronavirus is spreading out every minute. Reported first by China, it has already affected more than 200 countries and territories. Since March 8, Bangladesh reported 162,470 cases till yesterday, and 2,052 of them died, but hope that 72,625 people have recovered and sent home. That's around 45% the affected, infected person. The government is alert since the outbreak in China. Despite the lockdown of China, with the rest of the world, Bangladesh has managed to prepare itself for the pandemic and has taken numerous steps to curb the spreading and keep people safe and sound. The virus was confirmed to have spread to Bangladesh in March 8. In that day, the first 3 known cases were reported by IEDCR, and then after that, slowly cases are increasing. And right now, on 5th April, Bangladesh reported 18 new cases. After 8 March, in 5th April, Bangladesh reported only 18 cases. Then it's increasing slowly. 100 confirmed cases reported on 6th of April. 1,000 cases was reported 14th of April. 50,000 confirmed cases was on June 1st. 100,000 confirmed cases on June 18, and as of yesterday is 162,000 and more. The demographic illustration that more than 50% of infected are aged between 21 to 40 years of old. However, 65% or more death faced by age older than 50 years. Gender-wise, males constitute more than 70% in infection and death. That's obviously a drawback of us. How the government has responded. In early February, the government evacuated close to 300 Bangladeshi citizens from China. The government also installed screening devices across the international airports, land ports, which have so far screened more than 650,000 passengers, which 37,000 were immediately quarantined. It was the beginning of the history. The government also moved swiftly to transform 2 religious centers into the temporary quarantine facilities to quarantine those people who are suspected for COVID cases or coming from COVID affected countries. The response so far is admirable, yet the pandemic also poses an economic and humanitarian crisis. You already know that Bangladesh is now shouldering more than 1 million Rohingya people, and we are a third world country. We have lots of limitations in resource, and we have lots of crisis also in economy. The Prime Minister initially announced an emergency stimulus package of $600 million US, equivalent to our 0.2% of GDP in March 25th. And then it was enhanced significantly, about 8.5 billion US dollar to the, its equivalent to the 2.5% of our total GDP. Our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina took special care, and he is the leading authority of the coronavirus pandemic meet the challenges in Bangladesh. From 26th of March, the public holiday has been announced, and it was continued up to 30th of May. After that, during that time, all establishment was remained closed, except markets, shops of raw materials, not all markets, only raw goods or materials, pharmaceutical companies and drug stores, food stores, and regular necessities were open. All kinds of political, social, and religious events were prohibited. During this period, public transport was limited, but has been said to be avoided. At this time, if anyone has go to the office or court or do the necessary work, they have to perform it online. Only those who feel the need during public office time will keep the office open. Considering the necessity of commoners, Bangladesh Bank was declared necessary directives in this regards to remaining the banking service operational in a limited way. From March 24, the army personnel arranged treatment of COVID-19 patients and quarantined the suspects at divisional and district levels. Bangladesh government announced 4 or 5 government hospitals dedicated to the COVID-19 treatment as well. The government was started assisting the urban low-income people, those who are affected due to the coronavirus outbreak, under Ghare Fera Kormoshuchi, and the district administrations have been instructed in this regard. The government has created livelihood opportunities and ensured accommodation for around 1 lakh people in a isolated Bhasanchar area. Till there, interested people, they can apply and they can avail their opportunity to be there. The district administrations have also been instructed to provide food and assistance to the poor people in their affected due to the implementation coronavirus prevention program. Bangladesh Medical Association to prepare lots of doctors so that they can play their due role in containing the spread of coronavirus. The government has imposed restrictions on all political, social, and religious gathering till now in the country, arguing the people having COVID-19 syndrome has has not to go to a mosque or prayers in a mass gathering or mass. To stop the coronavirus from spreading, the government decided to shut down or limit activities of educational institutions. That is happening till now. Public and private office and public transports. Educational institutes will remain closed until further notice. Higher secondary examination has also postponed, and new schedule will be announced after the termination of the lockdown or situation will become better. The government has taken special initiatives of video class for students from class 6 to 10. The My School, My Home initiative are very popular right now. It's publishing in the Sanshad TV, is a national television channel. Though the tertiary level universities, they are now planning to have online classes, and it will start very soon. All the international flights except on weekly to China are cancelled since March 31st of March, and then it was open this 1st of July. Is limited number of international flights now operating. To avoid gathering, Ministry of Power, Energy and Mineral Sources has instructed its customers to pay their gas bills from February to May in the June, and they will not be charged for any late fees. The Dhaka Power Distribution Company and our power distribution company also took the similar thing. To boost up the economy and saving the livelihoods, government has released all the restrictions everywhere, but imposed special instructions of maintaining social distancing and personal hygiene. Our Vice Prime Minister, she feels that lockdown actually is not a solution for this to tackle this situation. Actually, we have to become aware, we have to become so conscious, and we have to become stick together to fight against the coronavirus. So government right now imposed lots of restriction and imposing special instructions of maintaining social distancing and personal hygiene. Every supermarket, shopping centers are now allowed to open until 7 p.m. with proper health safety measures. The market shops of raw materials, superstores, medicine stores, groceries will open until late night. Public transportation and railway, domestic air and waterways now in service following the social distancing and hygiene rules. Red, yellow and green zones were declared all over the countries in a specific area, and effective local lockdown is following in those red zones area. Sorry. Tackling rumors and price hikes. Law enforcement agencies have taken action against 20 Facebook IDs and pages for spreading rumors and false news regarding coronavirus pandemic. Also, 50 more pages and IDs have been identified, and the government are taking special actions against them. Trading Corporation of Bangladesh is selling daily necessities with fair values. It has set up 50 selling points in Dhaka and 300 selling points around the country, and it's increasing every day. This is a regular initiative for low-income groups. During the corona pandemic, Trading Corporation of Bangladesh has increased their selling points. To prevent the businessmen and sellers from hiking the price of safety products, daily necessities, and the other stuffs, the National Consumers' Rights Protection is working countrywide. Their teams are paying regular visits to markets and even responding to complaints from general people. The online shops are also under observation. So far, 76 genome was sequenced and one company started working on vaccine. Similar like India and Dayanand College, our biotech graduates all over the country, they are voluntarily working different COVID detection lab, and then people are working in their way to make the changes or to make the possible solutions there. All microbiologists, biotechnologists, biochemists are working together with hand to hand to fight against the pandemic situation here. I don't want to take too much of your valuable time explaining the basic things. I need to leave more time for other distinguished scientists. Professor Deshmukh sir will talk much on vaccine development, and then Professor Pathade sir will also discuss much more on this topic. And they will obviously raise some promising issues and activities to overcome the challenges and possible solution on COVID-19 situation in future in Bangladesh as well as India. Today's session will be fun and full of learning. I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you who generously invited me in this event and help us make this event come together virtually to become a success. Thanks all again, and good afternoon again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Shohael sir, for enlightening us about how we should be positive to face this pandemic situation. You have really put the picture of this pandemic situation in Bangladesh and how Bangladesh government is facing this situation. Hope in near future we will be successful in fighting with this COVID-19. Shohael sir, you will be there up to end, no? Hello, Shohael sir.
Yes, ma'am, I will be there.
Okay, so questions related with your talk we will take at the end of the question answer session, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. So the second speaker of today's webinar is Principal Professor G.R. Pathade. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the second speaker of this webinar, Principal Professor G.R. Pathade. Pathade sir has 38 years of teaching experience for undergraduate and postgraduate microbiology, biotechnology, and environmental sciences. He has long-standing 35 years of research experience and has published 131 research papers in national and international journals. Under his guidance, 8 PhD students were awarded PhD and 15 students completed MPhil, and 5 students are presently working for PhD. He is also chairman BOS Microbiology of Savitribai Phule Pune University Pune and member of many academic bodies of various universities like Savitribai Phule Pune University Pune, Shivaji University Kolhapur, Solapur University Solapur, Krishna University Garad. He is also ex-senator of Shivaji University. He has worked as PhD referee for different universities like Mumbai University, Pune University, Shivaji University, Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University Aurangabad, YCMOU, CSU Kanpur, and Rajasthan University. He is recipient of 3 national awards. Best Teacher 2011 in Delhi, Environmentalist of the Year 2017, Ranchi, Ecological and Environmental Science Society, Kolkata, and Environmental Microbiologist of the Year 2017 from New Delhi. Sir has filed 2 Indian patents, one of which is already awarded. Presently, Dr. Pathade is holding principal's position in H.V. Desai College, Pune, India. I request Pathade sir to enlighten the participants. Over to Pathade sir.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
My presentation is that everybody can see the presentation slides. Kadam sir?
Yes, yes, it is visible.
Yes,
You can
sir.
proceed.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Your slides are visible and you are audible also.
Right. Good afternoon, one and all. I express my sincere thanks to the authorities of Danan College, Principal Dr. Ubale sir, Head of the Department of Microbiology, Dr. Dilip, all the team, Dr. Seema, Dr. Nirima, Sainath, and all other staff members of the college and the whole team for arranging this excellent webinar, as well as give me opportunity to interact with you all people. In fact, this particular topic which is selected, COVID challenges and solutions. Definitely challenges are there. It is a Herculean task to face the pandemic. This year, as per Tata, he has told that one should consider this year as a year for survival. I remember Darwin's theory, struggle for existence and survival of fittest. We have to prove our fitness. We should forget the careers, we should forget the professions and everything. We have to try our level best for survival. But we have to work hard. As we say always, nothing is impossible for the man in this world. But we should not forget. We should try our level best, but under the umbrella of Mother Nature. And here again, I feel that definitely it is not impossible. We all will conquer and will come out of this pandemic and need not to bother. Definitely task is there, but this challenge is necessary. Mother Nature has given a good lesson, a big lesson to human being, how to behave henceforth under the umbrella of us. Now I'm going to talk about the while facing the pandemic disease, COVID-19. I have funnily written COVID-19 as China originated viral infection disease 19. This disease is not treated like a plague. Mild type of disease is there, but spreading is very fast. And that is the task, that is the challenge before us. If you look at the current scenario, world scenario, Dr. Shohael has mentioned, total infected cases as of today, if you look at worldwide, is about 1 crore or more than that. In India, now India is almost third country in this particular case. 30 lakh America, 15 lakh Brazil, and now just we are toppled. We have crossed Russia, which is plus 6.5 lakhs. We are now about 7 lakh. This particular toll,
Hello, sir.
although we feel that it is 7 lakhs. Hello?
Pathade sir, excuse me. तुमचा माईक थोडा जवळ घ्या.
Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, sir. Now you are good.
Yeah.
Audible.
So, although we see that these figures, they say 1 crore or 7 lakhs, I personally feel that the figure is quite a big than this, because number of cases which are coming, that they depend upon the testing. And as compared to Indian population, 135 crores, the testing is too less. And hence, I feel that this 7 lakh is not the correct number. International deaths are 5 lakhs. Nationally also, we are about 20,000 deaths. As compared to world, definitely this fatality rate is less, but we have to work henceforth. Here in India, if you look at the infected person, common man is there. But in addition to that, why is that the health warriors, police, transport system, and all these persons who are helping, they are getting infected, and that matters that somewhere lacuna remains in our precautions, and due to that, these experts, trained workers also, they are facing problem. When we talk about this disease and the health, or our arogya we call, then what is the health? Our people say that health means the balance of body, mind, and conscious. Not only body and your organs, but mind and conscious is also very important, because we know that if we are not mentally safe, if we are under depression, then definitely it results, it invites many diseases, and hence the balance of these all the three is very important. If there is any imbalance in above, results into the disease, and to that, of course, the factors, that is that there is genetic predisposition for everything of our body. So genetics, exposure to the environment, food, and our behavioral habits, they matter, and that determines the what kind of disease you will suffer from, and that is very important. How to overcome this any kind of disease, This is COVID-19. But when we suffer, we come across the disease, how to overcome, how to conquer. Disease types and their causes. Now, as we know, as a microbiologist, for common people, infectious and non-infectious diseases. Non-infectious diseases means there is no involvement of any disease-causing microorganisms, infectious agents like blood pressure is there, diabetes is there, heart and other physical problems are there. These are called the non-infectious diseases. But infectious diseases, they are caused by the microorganisms. In fact, microorganisms, when we talk about people, there is wrong notion in the people that the microbes means disease causing. But in fact, less than 1% microorganisms that are involved in the disease causing. 99% are helpful. But those 1% or less than that, they themselves are not responsible for causing disease. We are also responsible. We give them opportunity. The microorganisms which are involved, when we talk about the microorganisms, the bacteria, they are there, yeasts are there, molds, algae, protozoa, worms, and most important are the viruses. In addition to that, we can group diseases as per the area occupied by that disease. Endemic, sporadically in small populations, means the frequency and area occupied. So dysentery, typhoid, or epidemics covers more population like common flu, hepatitis, and so on. And pandemic covers very large population, countries, continents, and even whole world. The history has shown that this earth has, our human being has faced so many pandemics in the past, and crores of people, they succumb to these pandemics. Plague is there, smallpox, cholera, common flu, malaria, Hong Kong flu, polio, HIV, SARS, swine flu, MERS, Ebola, and now COVID-19. But when we talk about disease, three factors are very important when we talk about the disease. Number of diseases, when disease, we talk about disease, number of pathogenic microorganisms multiplied by the disease-causing ability of pathogen, that is called virulence. And most important factor divided by that is the resistance of the individual. Means merely microorganisms are not responsible. Their number, their virulence is not important, but at the same time, your body resistance is important. If you are very, very resistant in spite of presence of microorganisms and their virulence, you will resist that disease and you will be safe. Now, if you look at our body's response, how disease develops, we know that in our body, on our body, everywhere, these microorganisms are there. Majority of the microbes, they help our organisms which are inside our body or on the body. They are the common cells, and they help to the body to supply different nutrients as well as other vitamins, as well as they protect from other pathogenic organisms. And we have the three lines of defenses. If you consider our body like a country, like in the country, the military is there, naval is there, or air force is there. Like that, three lines of defenses are there in our body also. First line of defense, which is non-specific. Our skin is there, very resistant. It is not easy for pathogen to enter through the skin. pH of the skin is there, which is acidic is there. Amines are there in the sweat, or our mucus in the respiratory tract is there, mouth is there, in the nose and throat it is there. In addition to that, cilia in the respiratory tract, wax in the ears, enzymes like lysozyme and these are tyrine in the and lysozyme in the eyes and tyrine in the mouth. All these are fighting against the microorganisms. They try to prevent the entry of pathogens. Second line of defense, if the organism crosses this, second line of defense is there. That when the organism enters into our circulatory system, maybe the lymphoid or the blood circulatory system, then the phagocytosis is there. These phagocytes, they catch hold of the pathogen, and it is going for the third line. And fever is also one of the very important defense mechanism. Our hypothalamus increases the temperature, and that causes to remove the pathogen and their components out of the body through the sweat and all that. And the third line of defense, which is in the circulatory system, which is a specific line of defense, which is called humoral immunity, antibody production, as well as the production of that is a cell-mediated immunity. Immune cells are there, complement system is there, opsonins are there. So these three lines of defenses are very important. Disease will be caused only when the pathogen crosses these three lines. His body, Mother Nature has developed such an excellent machine, our body, but in spite of that, never underestimate the power of microorganisms. Louis Pasteur has said that microbes do have potential to cross all these three lines if you don't take the care. Example, any disease of respiratory system, if you know, how it crosses first line, how it crosses second line, how it crosses third line, it causes the disease. You'll find that there are different ways how the pathogen crosses the disease. Now, when we talk about, we are discussing about, this is true for every pathogen, but when we discuss about the COVID-19 virus, this virus, it is a coronavirus, as we know, it has got spikes, and it is a circular in the nature, or it can be the pleomorphic in nature, and this has the history is from 1930, and in man right from 1960s. 90 years history of coronavirus is there for the animals on the planet. Why this COVID-19? He said that it has origin through the Wuhan, and China declared that in the end of December, 30th December, to the WHO, that it is a pneumonia of unknown origin. And WHO, after that, is almost 1 month. We don't know why 30 days, long 30 days, required to declare it as a public health issue of international concern, that is the pandemic. While in our country, the first case of this COVID-19 was detected on the 30th January in the Kerala, where the student from the Wuhan, Kerala student came there and it was detected. About the taxonomy, as you know, this virus is it comes under the beta coronavirus genus called SARS-CoV-2. Its size, it is too small in size, 60 to 140 nanometers. Shape is pleomorphic. Its weight, why I mentioned weight, you come to know. Weight is about 0.85 into 10 to minus 18, that is autograms, minus 18 grams per particle. One full-grown diseased person in his body, about 7,000 crore viral particles are there. 7,000 crore, one particle weight I have mentioned. The total infected at this present, when we said 100 lakhs, 1 crore, the total weight of these all viruses which has infected 1 crore is just 5 grams. Just 5 grams. 5 grams of viruses infected 1 crore population. You can imagine the power of these microorganisms. Tremendous power is there. Genetic material is single-strand RNA, which is positive strand. 30,000 nucleotide bases are there, and it is more prone to mutation. It is obvious because it is RNA, and in RNA we know uracil is susceptible for the mutation as compared to DNA. And controversy is there, that is a man-made or natural. We'll not go into that controversy, but some unique aspect that when origin of species occurred, you know that it was the first RNA world, and then from RNA then proteins were formed. Then RNA, proteins, and then DNA. And you'll find that RNA itself can act as a infectious agent. The viroids is the example. The protein itself can act as a infectious agent. The prions, and viroids, prions. You can say that RNA virus, you can say. So in the viruses, you will find that the DNA and RNA viruses are there. And for this COVID-19 virus, in the China, it is said that the horseshoe bats are their reservoirs, and how it has reached to man is the question mark. But it is said that the palm civet cats, pangolins, maybe this intermediate host, because it is found that the COVID-19 virus found in the bats and the man COVID-19 virus, 96% similarity is there, and difference is of about 3 to 4%. But how this difference has originated, because through mutations is doubtful in this short period of time. Such a vast difference is practically difficult, but still it is not known about the origin of this virus. Now I'll talk about very, very important point, that the significance of lockdown in India. Many people, they say that lockdown was unnecessary. Many people, they say that it was necessary. But I say that I personally feel that this lockdown was crucial. 23rd March to 31st May 2020, about 70 days. These 70 days were crucial because India could get time to understand this disease. It was a very, very important point. We must congratulate our Iron Man, Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister, because he took the very, very blunt and hard decision of the such as 70 days crucial lockdown. We got the time. If you look at the other countries like Spain is there, Italy is there, USA is there, and Britain, and so many countries, they did not get time. Right from say January onwards, when these countries they suffered, they did not get time, and because of that, as they were not knowing about this disease, nobody was knowing. So these people, they were the beginners, the frontline batsmen, and such a powerful bowler was there, very fast, and they suffered quite a lot. And we got the time. We were almost the middle or batsmen or the last liners, where we got idea about the to study the symptoms, because still symptoms are changing, and we got some time. Bulk of the symptoms we understood. Then we got idea how to diagnose this, diagnostic measures. We got idea about the quarantine and isolation measures for this. Then we got idea how exactly death occurs, because still confusion is there. How exactly death occurs, but we got the time. Then happy hypoxia. You must be knowing that this is a very, very important aspect. That when there is decrease in the oxygen level, saturation level in the body, below say 93%, we say that hypoxia starts. But in this, these people who suffered at that time, they were not knowing, and they were going to hospitals when their hypoxia reached almost about 70%. Yes, they were not in position to breathe. But we got the time that as soon as it goes below 93%, we should go to the hospitals. The doctors will get time, 93% to 70%, such a time will be there for management. Plans of the treatment protocol, we got the idea now how to go for treatment, what possible treatments we can do, symptomatic or other treatments we can do. And for that purpose, we can go for the chemotherapy under the strict vigilance of the doctors, and even the immunotherapy. So we got an opportunity to understand this disease, and for that purpose, this lockdown was very, very important, because if you can consider, if we were in the place of this Italy or Spain, you can imagine what would have happened. 135 crore people, very fast spread, and with the fatality rate at that time was almost 5 to 10% for in those countries. If you consider for our country, the 10% fatality rate would have occurred, and 135 crore people, you can imagine that more than 10 crore fatalities would have occurred. But that has saved by this lockdown time. We have cut the we have slowed down the spread. That is very, very important. And this slowdown is important, knowing that this virus is going to spread further. Majority of the population will get covered, but will get time for management. And that is very, very important. We have to see that we have to decrease somehow the fatality, and that should be our target. Now, how this virus, this particular COVID-19 develops, incubation period is 2 to 14 days, and when any disease develops, it is developed when your all the body systems, their efficiency is decreased. All the body system efficiency decreased. You will find that this disease develops in steps. First step, infection at nose up.
Sir, you are not audible, sir. Sir, you are not audible, sir. Pathade, sir. Pathade, sir, you are not audible.
गेले तरी
पठाडे सर म्यूट झालेले आहेत.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. So,
सर ते माईक हातात घ्या
कुठला?
ह्याचा हेडफोनचा.
Hello. Hello.
हेडफोन हा ते तिथून बोला जवळ
Oh, okay. Fine.
like this.
Okay. So upper respiratory tract infection, their virus infects, and these two receptor sites are there. One is the S2, and second is the transmembrane protein protease enzyme. And to that spike binds, and then infects. After that, the virus introduces its RNA genetic material, and this RNA material takes over the whole machinery of the body cells, and that causes the production of viral particles. And in this way, almost as we know that the viral productive size in per particular cell, every cell is about 200 to 250 particles are produced per cell. So it's huge, and that time required is almost just 1 hour. So very fast viral growth is there, and in the upper respiratory tract when infection is there, these viruses are released in the membranes. There is they are protected. The mucous membrane is there, epiglottis is there, saliva is there, esophagus is there, because that also will not allow easy entrance of the things, and cilia is there in the trachea. This, if you look at this first stage, is very, very crucial and very important. You can control, you can prevent further spread of the disease, and for that purpose, this upper respiratory tract there, that is very important. Second, when the upper respiratory infection is there, first stage is there, at that time, if control is not there, then these viruses, they will cross this. Although these mucous membranes and all these things are there, cilia, they are there. When number is huge, these protective measures will fail, and these viruses, they will enter to the trachea, to the bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, and in addition to that, along with them, they will give opportunity to the secondary invaders, especially other viruses and bacteria as well. And then that will result in the lower respiratory tract infection. Cilia, mucous membranes cannot control them due to huge viral load. And when they enter into the lungs and alveoli, as we know that they are called air sacs or balloons. Sorry. And we have almost 60 crore alveoli per person in the lungs, 60 crore alveoli. And these viruses, they attach to the, I mentioned, to the epithelial cells. And as we know that in many organs, these receptor sites are there for this virus. Not only in the lungs, they are there in the kidney, they are in the liver, they are in the digestive tract as well, in the heart also. So many places are there. And if this virus gets opportunity to reach those organs, definitely they can infect those organs. So, and after that, when this thing is happening, our rapid action force of the body is there. When these viruses, they enter in the lungs and they start infection, and one after another, they grow in the cells, epithelial cells, the lining. Then our body battalion, rapid action force, especially neutrophils, they reach there. And when they recognize that enemy has entered, and then they produce, because they don't have eyes, they don't have ears, they produce the body chemicals, they are called cytokines. And these cytokines spread in the body, and that the message is given, signals are given to the other protective body cells like the killer T cells, helper T cells. All these, they gather there around those cells and the viruses, and they start batting against these viruses. But these viruses, as common thing occurs, that they infect these cells also, and they cause confusion in these cells, and this confusion is the cytokine storm. And this confusion causes these cells, they become so confused that they kill the virally infected cell as well as normal cells as well, and so many epithelial cells are damaged. But these the confused cells, they come out of this confusion within a short period of time. But that time matters, because by that time, if large number of epithelial cells are damaged, then it proceeds further for the further severity. But if less number is there, recovery is there, which occurs in the most of the people. And here you'll find that along with the more cell damage, this phagocytosis complement is there, or opsonization is there. A huge viral number will be there, and these viruses, if there is no control, it will result into the damage of thousands and thousands and millions of the epithelial cells, and secondary invaders bacteria will be there, and that they also will cause the damage, and it will result in formation of pus. Blood clotting will result, and one very important factor from WBC, you must be defense alpha defensin is one of the factor for the clotting, and it is said that clotting is also due to the some bacterial infection like chlamydia, pneumonia, and so many other even this virus also. So clotting, microclots are developing the vessels of the lungs, and then they travel and those to the heart, brain, and then size increases, and it results further into the hypoxia. This hypoxia is very important. Hypoxia is also caused due to the infection of this virus to the RBCs. And on the RBCs, we know that neuraminidase acid is there, NaNA, N-acetylneuramic acid, and on the virus there is a neuraminidase, and that binds to the RBCs, and that infects RBCs, and it removes the heme compound. There is iron cutting compound, and when that iron compound from the RBC is removed, you will find that hemoglobin cannot carry the oxygen, and that is one of the major reasons for the hypoxia. Means use of ventilators is of no much use in this case, because it will increase oxygen level, and it will cause oxidation problems in the lungs, because in the lungs it will not be absorbed because hemoglobin is not working. So that is another problem, and one has to take other measures for the secondary measures for the control. So in this way, you will find that secondary bacterial infections, hypoxia is also there. Acute respiratory distress results, and due to that, multiple, that is the clotting, as well as less oxygen, it will result into multiple oxygen failure, and ultimately death occurs. Now for the diagnosis, I will not go into details of much of the diagnostic part, but as we know that diagnosis which we are doing presently, it is not enough, because when we say that we should measure the body temperature by the laser beams and other these things, body temperature increase means not you are a COVID person, or merely a real-time PCR test comes positive means you are not suffering by you are not suffered, you can be asymptomatic also. So symptoms, hematology, liver function test, rapid blood test. In addition to that, you have to go for X-ray, chest X-ray to see damage in the lungs, clot formation, and to get more detailed picture, we go for the chest CT scan. And in this way, you have to take into account all these aspects, and then you should come out with a confirmed conclusion about the diagnosis of this particular disease, COVID-19. Now, transmission of this COVID-19. In the transmission, you will find that this transmission occurs. Transmission occurs by different ways, direct or indirect transmission, as we know. These are some of the pictures I have shown. That first picture is the picture. If you compare that is to the Lord Krishna when he was birth. At the time, his father took him to the from one place to another to the river, and how from river water he protected. Like that, our father is our medical warriors, and we people, they are in the on his head and trying to protect from not water, but this is a coronavirus. Similarly, when we bring the vegetables and all these things from market material, grocery, how we bring the virus at home. Here are the places where the doctors as well as the policemen, they are trying to avoid the contact, but people, they don't bother. And here also how stupid people, they are careless about the transmission of this disease. So perfect physical distancing is the must. And you'll find that the transmission, basically, it is said that it is from the droplets. So when we cough, when we talk, when we sneeze, droplets, micro droplets, or slightly bigger droplets, they come out of our respiratory tract. When a person sneezes, you will find that from his sneezing, how many droplets they come out. When a person coughs, how many droplets they come out. When he coughs, about 5,000 droplets they come out, micro droplets. But when he sneezes, he or she sneezes, about 20,000 droplets they come out. One droplet contains 40 lakh COVID viruses. Imagine one droplet, 40 lakhs, 20,000. So these droplets and micro droplets, they are very important. These droplets remain in the air for a few minutes, but micro droplets, they can remain on the dust particles and they become the droplet nuclei, and they can remain in the air hours together, and long distance also it can be. Although we say the 5 feet or 6 feet is enough, it is not enough. One has to take care that about 10 feet distance should be kept, and ideally, and that in that way one can protect from himself. Second is the directly stool of the patient, because it is now recently said that vomiting and diarrhea, these are also symptoms, and even the nose blowing, catarrhal symptoms are also there. So it is very clear the stool of the patient, patients, if not hands are not washed, or bowel up to bowel movements also, it can be then contact with the infected animals, tigers, sheep, cats and dogs and bats. So it is proven that in some of these such animals the infection is there. I have put the video drop for droplets and all these things. You can see the link. Indirectly, fomites, that is the freshly contaminated material which is there, water, sewage, toilet pipes, and for all these purposes also, again one has to take care. And again I have given the link. Preventive measures, if you look at preventive measures, we are constantly talking about the preventive measures, avoid contact, exposures everywhere. Means ideally you should consider that every contact thing is potentially contaminated with this virus. So when you go out or anywhere, if you come in contact with such exposed surfaces, you have to take care. You have to use masks. And that mask should be again a very good quality mask. If you are working in the medical fraternity, you have to change every 6 hours and properly dispose it using proper dispensing. 1% should have chloride in the proper bags. You have to use gloves, goggles, specs, shoes, hand sanitizer sprays. Then the lockdown should be properly maintained. As I told, physical distancing is important as and when required. Quarantine measures and isolation measures are important. And in those rooms, you have to take care as a facility that room and wards, they should have proper HEPA filters and HEPA filtered air, which is there, that air which is that HEPA material, that should be disinfected properly. Otherwise, it can be a source of infection. And the working personality who are there, sanitary bags and sanitizers, they should be used. And in addition, when you are going, because if you are at home and for 15 days, if you are not gone out, then if temperature comes, that is not the COVID, be sure. But if you are exposed to somebody and or you are going out for some job purpose also, you have to take care. You have to use all the protection measure. Although we say PPE, for common man it is not possible, but you can use PPE like the raincoat. You can use the full helmet, mask, spec. You can use hand gloves. You can use the rain pant. You can use, and shoes. That will be as good as the PPE protection. And when you come at home, then this whole part should be, you can spray, disinfect, and you can take care. It's a maximum precaution you have to take, taking into account that every contact surface where you are going out is contaminated with this virus. It means you should not take it leisurely. You should not be careless with this aspect, and especially mask is a very, very important, and physical distance. Next slide, please. The control measures, if you look at, you can control at the first stage, prodromal stage. I told that first. Hello? 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 Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Sir, you are audible, sir.
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you. Prodromal stage. You have to control at the prodromal stage. In this case, first thing is that you should have to have excellent immunity. That in the first formula I told, resistance immunity you should have. And in addition to that, if your immunity is weak, and if you you enter the prodromal stage, then very important, the mucus which is coming out, you should we are habit to spit it out, but in fact it should go to the respiratory your digestive tract, because local antibodies, copper antibodies can be produced in the intestinal tract. That helps in the protection Other measures which are our common measures in Indian continent we use: hot water seat, gargling, steaming with the material like ova, decoctions or kadhas we say like sunt, ova, tulsi, dalchini, Deshmukh, turmeric. There is a very important dhoops we can use, snip of the sunta we can use, oils like til we can use, some aromas like camphor and lavang and ova. All these aspects definitely they help because they are directly related to the respiratory tract, and they help to protect your body from the respiratory tract from these infections. Most important aspect which I will stress here is the reduced viral load. When protobus stage, the upper respiratory infection is there, then nose and mouth contain large number of viruses. So what you have to do, take half spoon of the bicarbonate and half spoon of the sodium chloride, and that you add in the 250 ml of the boiled and cool water. And with that, you wash your the upper respiratory tract. Yes, you can use tube, and through that tube you can wash your nose and throat, or you can suck this material through the nose and try to wash the upper respiratory tract. You'll find that gives a great relief because majority of the viruses, many viral load is decreased in this case. In addition to that, if in spite of that the virus enters the lungs, there is lower respiratory tract, then you have to go for, means you have to have a habit of the lung exercises, because many times our these alveoli they get collapsed, and you have to reopen these alveoli, and that can be done by using small balloons. Small balloons, you can, in Marathi we call puga. That small balloon you can by using 3 times your breath, you can swell it, and by using that balloon you will find that will give pressure on your lungs, and it will help to open the alveoli. Or just you can force air from your mouth, means you shut down your lips, give pressure on the lips like this, and that will give pressure on your lungs, and it will help to open your the alveoli. Another aspect is there, you can have the habit of prone position sleeping, that is sleeping on the stomach, and that habit also helps in the opening of these alveoli. So this is again a very important. In spite of that, if you unfortunately person enters into the third stage, that is a lung infection, and the severity increases, in that case you can go for the chemotherapy. Now which chemotherapy to be used, still controversy is there, and people they are using variety, means it varies from medical person to medical person, but it is said that to control the cytokine storm or the allergic reaction, antihistaminic, one can use steroid like hexamethasone. It is recommended now. Bacterial infection, if it is there, because many people they say that bacterial infection is the main reason for the clotting. So we can use the antibiotic like azithromycin. Now antiviral drugs are also there, but the side effects are there. More than 600 drugs are on a trial. These are some of the examples. Remdesivir is there, or the favipiravir, which is the Glenmark got the permission for that. These antiviral drugs can be used. In addition to that, we can use the blood thinners because blood clotting is there. We can use heparin, colchicine, aspirin, or against this colchicine is used against alpha defensin, which is clotting agent produced by the WBCs. And other symptomatic treatments are given. That for temperature, you can use the paracetamol or hydroxychloroquine. Chloroquine also is mentioned. It is anti-malarial, but it has got 3 effects which help in the control. One effect is it causes a zinc influx, and due to that zinc ions they block the RNA-dependent RNA polymerase of the virus. Secondly, it increases the pH of the cell, and that also when you do that, it goes to alkaline side. Virus will not, or that enzyme will not work. And third effect is that it blocks the receptor sites which are there on the epithelial cells. So these are the 3 things proposed for this hydroxychloroquine, and that is our main person behind this is the historical person Prafulla Chandra Rai, who he established one chemical industry in the Calcutta. One ivermectin is also recommended. It is used mainly in the women anti-louse agent, but they said that it also works well in the controlling corona. In addition to that, we have to take care that ventilation should be enough. 60 to 70% RH should be there. There should not be drying up lungs. It aggravates the situation. and immunotherapy. People they are talking about the plasma therapy. It is under trial. Monoclonal antibodies or vaccination. Most important, we have people that are talking. Dr. Deshmukh sir also he will talk on this. But as I told that vaccination. It will be the very important, because two very important aspects which will be there for control is the herd immunity and vaccination. But it seems that it is not easy that in the early future vaccine will not come, although people they are claiming that within 40 days or so vaccines will come. But looking at the in our country 135 crore people, so how this vaccine will reach to this so many people, so it will take a period of so many months, but be ambitious for that. In addition to that, BCG also they said that the BCG helps somehow in the controlling this particularly in COVID-19 infection controlling, and major threat is the antigenic drift in these viruses, which is a common phenomenon. So if you prepare vaccine, whether it will work, because so many strains will be produced, but it is expected that virus must produce many kinds of strains, because when it will pass on through the different variety of the West hosts, you will find that mild varieties may be produced. So the robust varieties will be destroyed, because along with dead bodies, I mean, if the unfortunate person succumbs with his dead body, those robust varieties will get destroyed. In addition to that, we'll go for treatment. By that way also it will be controlled, and only survivors will be the mild varieties, and that is expected in this future, that mild varieties will be produced, and those mild varieties should spread all over the world in the society. In our country also we expect that such mild varieties should spread, and if more than 80% of the population will be covered, we will say that it is a community immunity. Herd immunity means population 80% or more than that population will get the immunity, antibodies will be produced in the body, immunity will be there. That will, in true sense, it will cut the spread of the virus. Means that point is required. So now we in future will be in that position where this next time, coming time is very important, because we will enter into fast spreading situation, and that mass infection, we have to take care of that. Means we should not bother. We have to bother only about the decrease in the fatality rate. We have to keep it to the minimum. Excellent treatment should be given at the right time. Patient should be brought, if it is there, brought to the hospital, so that fatality rate will be decreased. And that is the only thing in our hand. Have the excellent immunity, and these two precautions if we take, definitely will conquer this. A question comes, whether end of this pandemic will be is possible. In fact, no. Medical end is very difficult. Only social end is possible. Social end is in the sense that people should get encouraged. They should become active, and they should remove fear from them. They should say that now we are about it. Now we have to stop this virus. And for that purpose, definitely, I again congratulate our Prime Minister. That is, he has used those two things. One thing is the Dhwani Parva, and second is the Deepa Parva. He has used, and lighting. The aim behind that was to create faith in the people that we are one and we can fight out. And that kind of situation, that thing is required. Then and then, social end is possible. Medical end is very difficult. Means from pandemic, virus has the disease starts with the endemic, epidemic, pandemic. Back reverse is possible, but it will go to the endemic level, and in the pockets of the world it will remain. But probably in the form of mild varieties it will be there. The medical head has occurred only in the smallpox, because intermediate course was not there. But this thing will not happen probably with this COVID-19. Next slide. So what should be your daily routine? Well, just last 5 minutes. Your routine should be, you should be Atmanirbhar with the health wise. Develop the immunity, and for immunity, this is very important. This is one should keep in mind. Your diet, you should have very good proteins, because your immunity requires very good proteins of sprouts. Iron is required. Black dates you can use, black resins you can use, jaggery you can use. Zinc is required. Natural sources, papaya, watermelon, their seeds. But you can take the tablets are available. Vitamin C is there, citrus fruits are there, or you can have the tablets which are available. Vitamin D, sunlight, you can use our natural source, or you can use the tablet. So by that you can increase your immunity, and that will help you. That is the most important part. That in the formula I mentioned resistance. So exercise is second. Have the exercise, yoga and stretching, especially exercises which will help your respiratory tract. You can use yoga, say pranayam is there. You can go for anulom vilom. You can go for the Brahmari, or you can go for the other these respiratory tract helping exercises. You can musicals. You can do classes of exercise. You can do rope skipping. 30 minutes. Last 2 minutes. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Sir, you are audible, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir, you are audible.
Ah,
Sir, you
some
are audible.
background noise is there. Please mute the. Hello, background noise is there. Ask.
Participants, please mute your audio and video.
Hello. So 30 minutes a day is enough. Ballooning, I told, prone position, sleeping is very important. You should take rest of 7 to 8 hours, but that to night. You can use the hot water, kadhas, gargles, breakfast, lunch and dinner at the time. You should take. That would help to boost your immunity. And the last slide, I will end with this great slide and the views of Ratan Tata. Very motivational things he has told. Experts are predicting huge downfall of economy due to corona. I don't know much about these experts, but I know for sure that they do not know anything about the value of human motivation and determined efforts. If experts were to be believed, after the total destruction of the Second World War of Japan had no future, but the same Japan is in just 3 decades or so made us made US to cry at the marketplace. If the experts were to be believed, Israel should not have been wiped out. It should have been wiped out from the world map by Arabs, but the fact is different. As per the rules of the dynamics, the bumblebee cannot fly, but it flies because it doesn't know the rules of aerodynamics. If the experts were to be believed, we should have been nowhere in 83 Cricket World Cup, as we know that Zimbabwe match, the Kapil Dev century. If the experts were to be believed, Wilma Rolfe, the first American lady to win 4 Olympic gold in athletics, should not have been in the position to walk without braces, no question of running. If the experts were to be believed, Arunima Sinha can hardly lead a normal life, but she climbed the Mount Everest. The corona crisis is no different. I do not have any doubt about that. We will defeat the coronavirus hands down, and the Indian economy will bounce back in a great manner. So it's a great thought given by this person, and I will end my speech with the one doha of the Kabir, that he has told that Chadriya झीनी रे झीनी रंगारे ने रंगाई लालो लाल, जो अभी हम फेस कर रहे हैं, हमारी चदर यानी हमारी बॉडी गॉड ने दिया है, वो हमने लालो लाल कर दी है. लेकिन जब कबीर ने जो when he sent when he died, he said that कबीर ने जैसे यू की त्यू घर दीनी, जैसी की तैसी भेजी, means he maintained his body. Same technique, same thing we have to keep in mind, that we have to maintain our health body machine as it is an excellent, then and then will be in position to fight out any kind of pandemic like COVID-19. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pathade sir. You have explained in lucid language about the basics related to infection, disease, pathogenicity, and the mechanism how our body fights with pathogen, and how the pathogen also on its side fights with the host defense mechanism. participants must have cleared about various terminologies related with this COVID pandemic, and they will get acquainted with this terminology. Sir, you have also explained how Indian government had taken right decision of lockdown. Otherwise, what havoc would have been there in our India? We have also covered all the aspects of COVID-19 like etiology, epidemiology, then pathogenicity and prophylaxis of coronavirus. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your enlightening speech. Now, moving on to the third session, uh, we have with us Dr. A.M. Deshmukh, President of Microbiology Society of India. Now, I request my colleague, Dr. Nilima Damle, to introduce Dr. A.M. Deshmukh.
Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
I take an opportunity to introduce Dr. A.M. Deshmukh, sir, President, Microbiology Society, India, ex-professor and head Department of Microbiology, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Sub-Center, Usmanabad. Sir has 37 years of teaching experience, and he has published 82 papers, out of which 32 are published in international journals. 17 students has awarded with the PhD under the able guidance of Dr. A.M. Deshmukh, and one student is working. One major and two minor research projects are on his credit. He has written 4 books and 7 books he has edited. He is a chief editor of Journal of Microbial World. He organized 35 state, national and international level conferences, seminars, workshops in India and abroad. He worked as a chairman, Board of Studies in Microbiology from 2005 to 2015. Sir is a member of BOS, RRC, BUTR, environmental committees of many universities and government. Sir was a resource person in 114 conferences and 59 colleges, universities. He has also given a talk on radio about awareness in microbiology. Awareness was created regarding biofertilizer, biopesticides, pure water and vermicompost, as well as environmental pollution. Sir has written articles in Marathi newspaper also. He has written some scientific articles on biotechnology and published in Marathi. Sir has visited abroad for paper presentation in Japan, Malaysia, Nepal, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Dubai, Singapore. Sir has visited abroad as a speaker in Mauritius, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal. And he has visited the universities in USA, China, Germany, France. Sir has organized many international conferences at Karad, Aurangabad, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Mauritius, Dubai, USA, Port Blair, Andaman. And one of the important aspect of Sir is virtual classroom conducting. He has conducted virtual classes in microbiology from 5 years, and lectures of eminent scientists and personalities were conducted from India and abroad. Thousands of students are taking advantage of this virtual classroom. And Sir has worked on nanotechnology, biotechnological solution to e-waste, biodiversity of actinoacids, biogas, and dye degradation. Sir has 119 citation index on his credit. With this brief introduction, I welcome Dr. A.M. Deshmukh and request him to give a speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nilima ma'am, for introducing me. I request you to share my screen, which I have sent through the mail to you. If you can share the screen, can you share my PPT? If possible, otherwise you tell me the steps I am having on my desktop. I'm having on my desktop. I have to
From
share.
your side, you share. You share, please.
Deshmukh sir, you are co-host. You can share.
So I have to share the screen, correct?
Yes, yes, yes. You share. You are
Okay.
co-host. You can share.
So
Hello,
no,
sir.
no, but
Hello,
how
sir.
to
Hello,
my
sir. Click on share screen, sir.
okay,
Then after share your slide, sir.
but it is on the desktop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can open your slide, sir, from desktop.
So I have to exit the full screen.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. First click on share screen, sir.
Yeah, I have shared. I have clicked on share screen.
Okay.
Okay. Then
No, sir. You are not click on share screen, sir.
Device.
I have clicked on share screen.
Okay. But here is not visible, sir. Again, sir, you click on share screen option, sir.
Yeah.
Then there is a one option, sir. Window is open. Basic. Hello, sir.
Basic is there.
Yes, sir. Then click on the share option, sir.
Yeah.
Then after open your slide, sir, from the desktop.
1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, I will do it. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, it is opening. Thank you very much.
No, sir.
It is opening. Opening. Wait. So it is opening.
Hello, sir.
Yes, it is opening. 1 minute. Is it visible now?
No, sir. No, sir. Please click on green button, sir. Share screen.
Yeah, I have clicked on green button.
Deshmukh sir, are you in the same device? You are talking. You are in the same device. You are talking and your slide.
Same device.
Yes, sir. Then afterwards you can click, sir. Share button, sir. Blue button, sir.
Yeah, I have shared blue button. Sorry for it. 1 minute. I'm getting PPT, but okay, it's all right. If it is not, even then I can speak, no problem.
Sir.
Yes.
Speak without PPT then.
Okay. Thank you. So, good morning to all of you. I am very happy today to talk on COVID-19 situation today. What are the challenges and what are the solutions? Now you see again, whenever there is a challenge, there is a solution. So this COVID-19 is a situation. Actually, it was started in December, last December in China. But at the time we were thinking that the spread will be only in China and it will not touch to India and we will be safe. But later on, America and Italy, they suffered initially. Even then, we were ignoring this disease. Lastly, whenever India was on 22nd March, the first day, if you remember, actually the first patient was on 10th March in India. And first lockdown, national lockdown was on 22nd March. Even at that time, our Prime Minister, as well as our society, was under assumption that 21 days lockdown is enough to control this disease. Microbiology Society also has written a letter to the central government and state government requesting 14 days lockdown, and we are assuming that this lockdown is enough to control the disease. Again, I will tell you, if it is possible for you, you go on YouTube and search for the interview of Soumya Swaminathan. Soumya Swaminathan, who is in WHO, she is from India. In her interview, she told that everything she told it is new to us. For every question, she answered, it is new to us and cannot tell at the time. That is the real situation. As this disease being a new disease, no one can tell anything. Only we are predicting. And as a result of it, everywhere there is a differences in opinion. What is the incubation period? How it spreads? What are the treatments? Whether it is chemotherapy, hydroxychloroquine is enough to control the disease? Where Patanjali Ayurvedas can control the disease? Whether homeopathy can prevent the disease? Whether plasma therapy is possible? Whether vaccines are possible? Whether they are possible up to 15 hours? Everywhere there is argument. The reason is simple. This disease is new to us. So as it is new to us, it is our duty to create awareness among the society and to search for the update knowledge. And today's seminar is one of that. Because we are trying to find out the opinion of different experts. Again, the opinion of the expert is not a final. For example, I would like to tell you, the DG of ICMR, Director General of ICMR, just before 8 days declared that before 15th August, we will bring the vaccines and we will launch the vaccine. The word was launch the vaccine. And suddenly, all other scientists criticized on his statement that it is practically impossible. Now you see, the Director General of ICMR, whether he was not knowing the phase 1, whether he was not knowing the phase 2, whether he was not knowing the 15 months are required for clinical trials, then how he dare to say? He also may be correct. Means we have to see in all angles. Again, Dr. Pathade sir and Dr. Shohael sir has discussed in detail regarding the pathogenicity, regarding the situation in the world, regarding the medicines. I will not go in detail. I will go only some points which are discussed now. And again, I will not speak more than 25 minutes. Then we will have a discussions in that. We will have a question and answer. But the first thing is that whether vaccine is possible, again you see, vaccine is not possible. Then how Director General dare to say that vaccine will be on 15th August? The reason is that they are thinking that we'll take only 2 clinical trials, phase 1 and phase 2. And some scientists are telling that phase 3 clinical trials are not required in India for that virus. But again, you see, the vaccine produced, they assume that it is safe. But science says that, WHO says that vaccine is never safe unless and until It is tested for huge crowd. And ICMR is telling that only phase 1, phase 2 is enough to launch the vaccine. Then why will some scientists criticize on safety? The reason that if the vaccine is not totally safe, it may damage to the brain. Meaning the time will come that more disabilities in the human being will be due to vaccine than due to coronavirus. Some vaccines cause a paralytic attack. So always the testing should be so perfect. Many vaccines require more than 10 to 15 years, but minimum 15 months are required. Secondly, in India, 3 different companies are trying for vaccine in the last phase. Meaning that there are first pre-clinical trials. Now, these 3 companies have completed pre-clinical trials which are in the animal. They are called as a pre-clinical trial. They obtained the virus. They might have obtained either the protein code of the virus, or they might have used RNA of the virus, and by using that virus component, they have developed the vaccine. And now they are searching for antibody formation against that vaccine. Again, most interesting part is again ahead. We don't know for how many years antibody persists in the body. Some vaccines give lifelong protection to the human being. Some vaccines give only 1 year protection, like the swine flu. Every year we have to take the vaccine because it gives SARS virus, swine flu, maximum 2 years. It says that maximum 2 years protection is given by the vaccine. Meaning that although the vaccine is searched, every 1 year or 2 years we have to take the vaccine. Now, 3 different companies in India have completed which vaccine? They have completed the pre-clinical stage, and now they are going to the clinical on the human being. Yes.
देशमुख सर, तुमच्याकडे जर हेडफोन असेल तर हेडफोन जर वापरला तर तुमचा आवाज ब्रेक होतोय आणि तो
ओके
का बघा, नाहीतर मोबाईल वरून करा.
ओके ओके, 1 minute.
आवाज येत व्यवस्थित.
Yes, can you hear now?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, is it visible now? Audible?
Yeah.
Okay,
now
thank you, sir.
it is audible.
Yes. Okay, sorry for initial problem. Okay.
हाँ.
1 minute. Only I will open the room so that there will not be echo. 1 minute, please.
हाँ. ठीक है. Okay, no problem.
Okay. So I have opened the room now.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Nice.
Okay, thank you, sir. So what I'm saying, there are 2 types of vaccines. There are 2 types of vaccines. One is a RNA-based vaccine. Second is a spike-based vaccine. Meaning that antibody which can bind to the RNA, that is, RNA is used for the production of antibodies. And second, the antigen specific, that is the spike specific. Spike specific vaccine is always better. The reason is that although there is a mutation in the RNA, one of the spike which is already on the surface of the coronavirus, it is always there. And it can be inhibited by the antibody. So, the vaccine vaccine prepared by Bharat Biotech is an RNA vaccine. Being an RNA vaccine, if the mutation takes place, what is the problem? If the mutation takes place next year, we have to search again the second vaccine. So every year, we have to develop the vaccine and we have to inject the vaccine in our body. Now, second important aspect I am telling you is the plasma therapy. I still do not know why plasma therapy is not used in India extensively. Because plasma therapy is the most assured treatment in coronavirus infection. It is very simple. And now it is more feasible because more and more patients are there now. Meaning that we want a patient from, we want plasma from the patient. Your recovered patient has antibodies. We want blood from him. Even Dr. Pathade are continuously telling that why we are searching plasma, take a blood, match the blood and give to the recipient. Understand? So you can give directly the blood or you can give the plasma, and it is the most promising therapy. Again, one more important thing I want to tell regarding the Patanjali medicines, whether it is a true or fraud. Many scientists are telling that it's a fraud. Why? Because they declared it is against corona and have not taken clinical trials as per WHO guidelines. But still, I believe that Ayurveda is that. Just you imagine when you were kids and certain problems, health problems are there in the villages, they give Ayurvedic medicines and you get recovered. Meaning that, or one example I would like to give you, in Malegaon, in Maharashtra, there was an outbreak of the coronavirus, that is the COVID-19. Only Unani Ayurvedic doctors, they controlled this disease. Then why you do not believe on that? Because in viral infection, we cannot kill virus. What we have to do? We have to make the symptom mild, or we have to break the symptoms. If there is a temperature, give antibiotic. If there is a cough, give expectorant. If there is inflammation, you can give even steroids or any other drug which can reduce the inflammation. And plasma therapy and Ayurvedic medicines, they are minimizing the symptoms. So that's why we have to believe on Ayurvedic and homeopathic medicines. Don't say that there is no clinical trial and only allopathy is better, that is not the case. Ayurvedic medicines, homeopathic medicines are equally good as compared with these allopathic medicines. Now, one more point I have discussed here. Today, public is panic, and TV news are always warning every day. But they are saying that today it is extremity, 100 cases are there. Next day, today it is a more extremity. Now extreme extremity. Then after 2 months, you see there will be per day 1 lakh cases. Then what you will say in this situation? It is possible because today about 22 to 23,000 cases are in India per day. Situation is coming definitely. There will be more than 1 lakh, about 5 lakh cases per day. So you don't make society panic. Because cases are not important, deaths are important. Although 100 cases are there, out of 100, only 1 death is there, 99 cases recover. Why you are giving the cases? And second request I want to make the government, whenever such type of news are given on the TV channel, you make compulsory. Understand? You make compulsory. You can give the death cases due to the corona, but at the same time, you give deaths occurred because of tuberculosis today. You give the deaths occurred because of pneumonia today. You give the news of death occurred due to accidents today. Why? If you understand that news, compare every day in India, 22,500 deaths occurred due to non-corona situation, in non-corona situation. Maybe because of the TB, maybe because of the pneumonia, maybe because of any other reason, maybe malaria. So, if you understand, again and again I'm telling, if you compare the death cases by malaria, by pneumonia, by tuberculosis, or by other diseases, you're not afraid of the corona. Why? How many cases are there in India? In India, 20,000 cases are there in how many months? In 4 months. In 4 months, 20,000 cases are there, and in non-corona situation, before December, before March, there were 20,000 cases per day because of other disease. Why you are, means why the people are afraid, understand, people are afraid. People are so panicked and they are asking lockdown. Everyone knows that lockdown is not the solution. Lockdown is only the time for preparation of the government. It cannot prevent at all the spread of the disease. Even then, people are asking lockdown, and government is implementing the lockdown one way or other way. Yesterday, Home Minister of Maharashtra, he has given an interview, and he told that. He told that I was in Kolhapur and Kolhapur people are demanding lockdown. They are afraid. Meaning that there is a pressure by the society. Government also knows it. That is, lockdown is not the solution. Then why government is implementing lockdown? Simple reason is that there is a pressure from the society. Society don't want the death. They are afraid that we will die because of the corona. They are not afraid of heart attack. They are not afraid of blood pressure. They are not afraid of the pneumonia. They are not afraid of TB. They are afraid of the corona. And always in their mind, while sleeping, they see only the corona, and pressurizing the central government and state government implement lockdown and more stringent lockdown. So I'm requesting, we are educated. I don't say that we should not take a precaution. You must use mask, you must use sanitizer, you must keep social distancing, and what are the other remedies? Take biologic medicine regularly, as Pathade has rightly told. Yoga is also possible. Means with yoga, with other medicine, Unani medicine, proceed for regular work. Otherwise, people will die because of the hunger more than people will die because of the corona. And people are not realizing it. So, this seminar, in this seminar, I want to give a message to all educated society, because all students and teachers attending this seminar are science faculty. It is our duty, you are the ambassador. Convince the people, don't ask more and more lockdown, otherwise people. And second thing, one more thing again I want to talk, that is the last point I will take probably. That is untouchability. New concept of untouchability are there. Ambedkar fought for untouchability. Now there is another way of untouchability, that is, if anyone in our society detected corona patient, the huge crowd is gathered in the lane to see that patient. They are observing that patient as if he is going to die. Pressure is created. Meaning is that if any, particularly in villages, even in the cities also, same situation is there. If he is suffering from corona, the rest of the public assume that he has gone. Now, there is no chances to recover his suffering by corona. That is a breaking news. Because TV channel is making it as a breaking news. It is not the case. Again, I am telling you, to all young generation, I am telling. Now, few persons ask me, sir, few doctors died because of the corona. I am asking them, who told you doctors are not smoking? If one person is a smoker, chain smoker, definitely he will suffer from the corona. Who told you? Means these are benefits. Drinking, smoking, heavy weight, bulky weight, and eating only high-fat food. That is which foods like Maggi and all these foods which are containing only carbohydrate and carbohydrate. They make the person, maybe doctor, maybe policeman, maybe young person. His age was 35 years. His age was 35, but he was a regular smoker. He will die. He is more sensitive. He is more susceptible. So, again, one more thing I am requesting to the government. They compulsory jana. Suppose there are 100 deaths truly. How much deaths were due to comorbidity and how many deaths were due to comorbidity? Because our Chief Minister, Honorable Uddhav, sir, he is telling that, Uddhavji Thackeray sir, he is telling that maximum deaths are due to comorbidity. Regularly he is saying. We don't care it. So I am requesting all educated persons, don't be afraid, otherwise fear will kill a human being more than corona killing the human being. There is more fear. And to remove that fear, definitely we must know regarding vaccine, we must know regarding the precautions taken, we must know what is the herd immunity. And you see, again, I am always telling to my friends, whenever 80% population will get infected, 80% population will get infected, this disease will automatically recover. So I am telling to my friends, you try, you will be in 20%. 10% will not be infected and will not have range. 80% are infected, so 20% are protected. Try to come in 20%. 80% young population should be among 80%, and we have to live with coronavirus. If we implement lockdown, disease will continue even after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So don't increase the lockdown, don't wait for the lockdown, and try to fight the COVID-19. I think this is enough today for me. Remaining thing, Dr. Pathade sir and Dr. Shohael sir have discussed in detail. So I'm thankful to Dr. Wale sir, principal of the college, Dr. D.G. Kadam and his team for arranging this beautiful seminar, beautiful deliberation on the COVID-19, and given me a chance to express my views. Thank you, sir.
Deshmukh sir. As the President of Microbiologist of India, you have thrown light on the how the microbiology people can play the role during this pandemic and aware the common man and against the coronavirus, because this coronavirus is new to us, and you also discussed in detail about the vaccine, the different types of vaccines which are being manufactured, their impact and the problems associated with especially the RNA vaccine, which is biotech. We also discussed about the plasma therapy, how it is useful, but uh, instead of vaccination and plasma therapy, you have also stressed on how our ancient Ayurveda is useful and we should go for that also. You rightly said that being educated, how we can prevent COVID infection and can aware the common society, as well as we should also aware the people about the untouchability problem which has been created due to this pandemic situation. Thank you once again, sir. Now we will have the question answer session, and there are many questions. We are taking few questions. I request Dr. Sripad Survase sir to read out few questions.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Hello, good afternoon. Myself, Dr. Sripad Survase. I first thank you, Dr. Shohael, Dr. Pathade, and Dr. Deshmukh for such a nice lectures. Now we can move for a question answer session. Questions are welcome for our participants. I will forward questions from participant to the speakers. So one of our participant, Nitin Kumar, asked a question to Dr. Shohael that does the coronavirus thrive by a wind? I request Dr. Shohael to answer this question.
Sorry,
Dr. Shohael,
would you please repeat?
Does the coronavirus thrive by the wind, or it is spread by the wind?
Spread by the wind.
Yes.
Actually, it has so many debate on that, because every day WHO is changing their rules, regulations, and guidelines. So some of the people, they are saying yes, it is, and some of those they are saying it is not, because primary findings showed that only droplet can spread the coronavirus, but micro droplets also spread over the wind. So that in that case, wind may be the carrier of coronavirus. And recently, if we see some more than 200 scientists also agreed that in the wind could be a spreader, like micro droplets, they can spread here and there. So till now, it has no specific answer, but it might be. So we have to precaution when we are going outside, as Deshmukh sir said, we have to wear mask, we have to keep the social distancing. It's better.
Okay, sir. Thank you. The second question is also for you, Dr. Shohael. It is by Dr. Manwar. Which among the following respiratory tract infection is having high mortality rate? Is that a TB or a COVID-19?
High mortality rate, actually, in case of COVID, mortality rate is lower than others respiratory tract syndrome like MERS, SARS, and others. Till now, only if we see the cases around the world, even India, in Bangladesh, Europe, and America. So those people who has actually lots of difficulties, I mean physical or health difficulties, those are I mean affected much more than the healthier people. So almost the healthier peoples are getting recovered, though it has some so many examples or so many uh, mm, uh, different way of understanding. But I think, in my opinion, also this COVID has a less mortality rate than other respiratory tract syndrome like MERS, SARS, and other.
Correct.
Thank you, Dr. Shohael. Now the next question is for Dr. Pathade, sir. The question is by Manthan Kulkarni. Doc, do vitamin D level affect the risk of coronavirus? Do vitamin D level affect your risk of coronavirus? Is there any correlation between vitamin D and who test positive for the COVID-19?
See, as I told. Hello.
Hello, sir. Okay. You can
as I mentioned, that for your immunity, there is need of some vitamins. In that, one of the vitamins is vitamin D. Definitely, when vitamin D levels are less or they are not enough, it will affect your immunity. And not only for corona, for any kind of disease, your body becomes susceptible.
Okay, sir. Thank you. There is a second question.
One more, please. One more.
One more question.
One minute.
Okay, you can.
It has been proved that vitamin D pathway, means whenever vitamin D is in the body, it prevents the synthesis of one of the receptor for coronavirus. It has been proved ACC2 is one of the receptor. That receptor is prevented, synthesis is prevented whenever vitamin D is in the body. So there is a direct correlation in between vitamin D and the presence of receptor for the binding of coronavirus. So vitamin D is good, coronavirus will not bind.
Hello.
Okay, thank you for adding the answer.
1 minute. I will add on this. Still the controversy is going on, because if it is so, then AC2, which is commonly required for the body, is a part, isn't it? So AC2 is required. So if vitamin D inhibits the synthesis of the AC2, then how in the normal body this works? So work is going on this. Whatever Deshmukh sir has told, such research papers, I had also gone through that. But it is necessary to know that if AC2 is not synthesized, if in presence of vitamin D, then in presence of vitamin, because vitamin D is always required in normal levels, if it is there, then AC2 will not be synthesized. Then what will be role of AC2 if it is present or absent? So that on that also work is going on. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Dr. Shohael, you want to add something?
Okay, in practically, if we see those people who are working in the field or working outside in the sunlight, like farmers, daily workers, laborers, in Bangladesh scenario, they are less affected by the coronavirus. I mean, because we have dense populated, so many people are working in a very small area, small space, especially in the Dhaka city. But comparatively, not comparatively, actually, we have not much report that they are affecting like other people who are really in the relaxed environment they are living. So that, I mean, this Aurobindo Deshmukh sir and Pathade sir, whatever they said, actually vitamin D has practically also we can see, because they are working outside. So vitamin D, and if you see their food habit also, maybe they are not taking high amount of nutritious food, but those foods they are taking, that also containing some vitamin D, and they are directly taking vitamin D. So it has might be practically, we can say that it has direct effect on coronavirus in vitamin D.
Thank you, sir. My next question is for Dr. Pathade. It is by also Manthan Kulkarni. How can someone spread a coronavirus when they are asymptomatic? If they are not sneezing or coughing, how can they infect others? Like infected person contact with healthy person, like hand to hand or other body contacts, how they can spread if the person is asymptomatic?
When person is asymptomatic, he may not have temperature, he may not have sneezing and this thing. But as I told, this virus will be there in his respiratory tract, it will be there in his mouth, it will be in the that is a throat, and our habits that we know that the person always touches to the nose, touches to the mouth, and direct contact to which if there is a direct contact definitely spreads then. And not only that, if that asymptomatic person touches to the different objects, surfaces, to which we call, or any other material, freshly soiled material, we call fomites. That also spread is possible. And that is, in that sense, in spite of these asymptomatic persons, they are more dangerous than the actual patients.
Dr. Deshmukh, you want to add something?
No, it's all correct. What he is telling is very correct.
Thank you. Dr. Shohael?
Yes, sir. The similar.
Only one thing I would like to tell.
Yes.
The disease never spread through the skin, means direct through the other organs. It will never enter in the body. It will enter only through the nose, mouth, and eyes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Now, the next question is for Dr. Deshmukh. It is asked by Ajay Lakshetti. How one should differentiate normal cough and cold from COVID-19? Because some people are careless and some are becoming panic even after getting seasonal cold and cough.
Correct. These symptoms are given everywhere. You see, on Google, if you go on Google, symptoms are given. There is a common cold. Only many times, if you are having confusion, the simple way is a oximeter. Pulse oximeter is the correct way. In other, you may get a confusion. There is a temperature, there is a sneezing. Particularly in coronavirus, there is no cough. In other, there is a maximum cough. But even then, the correct way is a pulse oximeter, which is the cheapest. It is only for 1,000 to 1,200. So I am requesting every colony purchase the pulse oximeter. And because with the help of pulse oximeter, you can easily detect whether you are really suffering from coronavirus or you are suffering from other cold. That is the simplest way. Okay?
Thank you. There is a last question for Dr.
One question, sir. One question, please.
There is only last question.
One question, please. One question, sir, please.
Okay. Why medical workers getting sick or dying from a coronavirus if they are wearing a protective gears? Does the viral load matters? Hello?
Should I answer?
Dr. Deshmukh.
Okay. The PPE kit gives the protection. Very correct.
Yes.
But there are minor chances. Everywhere there are chances. Because they are handling every day 20 to 30 patients. And error is there always everywhere. Maybe 1% error, but because of that error, they get infected. They are taking maximum precaution. Sanitizer is there, PPE kit is there. Theoretically, they should not get infected. But 1 in 1,000 have some chance to get infected. Maybe negligence of the doctor, or maybe by some other way, organism has entered in the body. But they are getting infected. Actually, it should not. Except because police are getting infected, that is obvious. But doctors should not get infected. Because they are wearing PPE kit. So they should not. But some negligence or some lacuna in the PPE kit made them prone to the disease.
Okay. Sir, I'd like to add a few more things in addition to yours. This is, I told that actually this is very new to us, this coronavirus pandemic. And then our society is not trained on biosafety and biosecurity purposes. That's the thing. I mean, all medical technologists, doctors, and all health technologists, most of them are not trained with biosafety and biosecurity. So when PPEs come, even though they didn't know how to wear it properly, how to use the masks, which mask will give them proper protection. And then another things, the quality of the PPE products. So we are, because all over the world it's become a crisis. So we are getting from here and there, so that this quality of the products and then proper training of the product. If we see in Bangladesh, I mean, those labs and those medical professionals are associated with our biosafety and biosecurity group, and they have lots of biosafety training. Those are safe. Comparatively others, those are very new. I mean, they are just coming, because this disease in human being, I mean, we are hiding our real scenario when we are going to the doctor. We are saying, okay, I don't have any problem, I just have this and that, and doctors also trust on him or her, and then they are getting. So that I think Microbiologist Society or Biotechnology should come forward to train biosafety and biosecurity issues, and then PPE, mask, gloves, and the sanitization things properly to the people, I think.
Hello. I want to add one point on that. See, if we look at in our country especially, many medical professionals, they are getting infected. One of the reasons is overloading the work. Or they are overloaded with the work. Due to that, stress is there, and through that, many times this thing happens that negligence takes place. Another thing is that when the isolation centers are there, rarely we see the individual isolation. It is a common. It's a common beds are there and their isolation center is there, and in that case, many times negligence is there, because whatever air which is there, if it is not properly ventilated, or if proper care is not taken towards the filtered air and all that, there is possibility that these people, or in addition to that, the patients who are there, if they are positive for corona, and if the severe conditions are there, their body exudates. Because I told that recently also they are told that transmission is possible through these stools and all these things. So body exudates may come in contact with these doctors, and to their say coat or their pants and what, and by if they don't know that they have come across with that, then while, because I told that hours means they are working 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. So after a certain period of time, when they go for removal of the mask and all that, probably these are exudates, they may touch to their nose, and this thing happens because they have to remove, because they are human beings. And in that case, some negligence occurs. So training is very important, and our perfect infrastructure is also required for that. That is the reason overloading in all these infrastructural aspects for this.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Shohael, Dr. Deshmukh, and Dr. Pathade for answering the questions from participants. Now, I will hand over the mic to Dr. Deshpande Madam for the next proceedings. Thank you.
Sir, one more question is there from audience participants, and one more question, sir, from participants, and that is whether we can use the screening method, that is X-ray of lungs screening method for detection of COVID patients.
See here, that X-ray will only show you if clottings are there or these things, some spots are there, but that will not clear that whether it is by corona or not. With the tuberculosis also, or in others, even aspergillosis also, many other microbial diseases, when respiratory infection is there, we see such spots. But in addition to that, as I told in my diagnostic, that part I told that you have to take into account other aspects also. Means whether it is corona or not, RNA is very, very important, detection of RNA. So merely chest X-ray is not enough.
Thank you, sir. One more question is there from Sri Kumar Dodmani, a student of our department. How BCG vaccine is related to coronavirus? The question is to, okay, Pathade sir of Deshmukh sir can answer.
Yes, yes.
Oh, no, just in the Pathade sir's PPT, if the student might have seen the PPT of Dr. Pathade, in that PPT he has mentioned BCG vaccine trials are going on. And it was assumed, but now it is stopped. You see, again, the best answer for every question, madam. Nothing is clear. That is the best answer. Why? Everything is new. So BCG vaccine, people were telling that in India, BCG vaccine, practice of BCG vaccine is common in India. It is mandatory in India. And that's why probably the deaths are less in India. That was an assumption. But now that assumption also has gone. WHO has declared that is BCG is not related for creating antibodies against the coronavirus. So we have to work more in the future. And as this disease being a new disease, we can predict only, but we cannot say confirmly every statement.
True, sir.
Hello, I want to add one point here.
One question.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
One point I want to add here. Dr. Deshmukh has told BCG, but there are papers which indicate that BCG increases your respiratory resistance. So it is a indirect support for fighting against the coronavirus. And one important, very, very important thing for our Indians, that if you look at the death rate is too less as compared to other countries, and even infected people, they are very less. Reason is that we Indians are getting the dividend which is called dirtiness exposed dividend. I will change it to nature or environment exposed dividend. We are always exposed to the environment and nature, and that is very, very important part. And so that we need not to worry much, but precautions are necessary.
Thank you, Pathade sir. I have one question. As both of you have said that plasma therapy should be used, but don't you think that there is possibility of development of allergic reaction? Just like after a blood donation also, some anaphylactic reactions are there. Such type of allergic reaction may be developed when plasma therapy is used.
Yes, it is possible, but we have to test it now. When you give plasma to those patients, we have to take those tests. Every test is taken, and then whether it is compatible or not, then and then it is given. Otherwise, these reactions are definitely possible.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Now we are coming to the end of this webinar. We are
Can I have one question? One question. Can I ask one question, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Deshmukh sir said that oximeter should be kept for the detecting the virus or something like that. But when it will be really useful? Say, for example, a patient got the virus entry today only, and today if you use the oximeter, can I get the result?
No, you see, again I'm telling you.
Hello, sir.
I'm telling you, whenever organism gets an entry, after 5 days, you have to test a PCR testing. Right? PCR based testing after 5 days. Initially, there will be symptoms like a temperature, okay, and there are like a difficulties, some other problems, coughing, sneezing, and temperature. But people neglect it, considering a common flu, and they go to the last stage to the doctor. Actually, continuously the oxygen level slowly drops. So as soon as the oxygen level drops, you should rush to the doctor. That will save the person. So after 3-4 days, you test. It's a very simple test. Nothing to be injected in the body, nothing to be taken outside the body. Very simple test. To the any finger, attach that clip. You will get the reading of pulse oximeter, and it drops below 95. Definitely we have to worry. If it goes 90, definitely you should rush to the doctor. So pulse oximeter and oxygen level is a very useful for saving the life of patient. As one person just asked, what is the difference between common flu symptom and this symptom? And many of us assume that it is a common flu, although it is a corona. So it should not happen. That's why pulse oximeter is a very good. After 3-4 days, you must go for pulse oximeter regularly every day. As soon as you will have a symptom. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Deshmukh sir. Is there anybody from Zoom who want to ask the question? Raise the hand if there is any question from Zoom participants. I think no questions are there. We are coming to the end of this webinar. We are concluding this webinar with vote of thanks. May I request Kamle sir for vote of thanks.
Thank you, madam. Respected dignitaries, guest speakers, eminent faculties and students, we come close to international webinar on COVID-19 challenges and solutions. It is indeed a proud privilege for me to propose a hearty vote of thanks to all. At the outset, on behalf of organizing committee, Department of Microbiology, DBF Dayan College of Arts and Science, Solapur, and on my own behalf, I would like to thank Padma Shri Honorable Dr. Poonam Suriji, DAV College Trust and Management Society, New Delhi, for giving us opportunity to host of this event. We would like to thank Sri Mahesh Chopra, Local Secretary, Dayanand Institution, Solapur, and Secretary, DAV College Management Committee for giving inspiration and support in the organization of this event. We are deeply grateful to the respected Principal Professor Dr. V.P. Ubare, DBF Dayanand College of Arts and Science, Solapur, for presiding over this function and enlightening address. We would like to express our deep felt thanks to our chief guest, Professor Dr. Abdullah Mohammad Shohael, Department of Biotechnology and Genetic Engineering, Jahangirnagar University, Dhaka, Bangladesh, for delivering a session on COVID-19 challenges and solutions. In spite of his busy schedule, he could spare time for this occasion. I extend my sincere thanks to Dr. M. Deshmukh, President, Microbiologist Society, India, for the great contribution in the organization of this event and delivered a lecture on COVID-19 challenges and solutions and elaborated vaccine production and its status in India. I also express my sincere thanks to guest speaker, Principal Professor Dr. G.R. Pathade, H.V. Desai, College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Pune, for delivering a lecture on while facing pandemic disease COVID-19 and covered valuable information. We are thankful to all the participants who have joined us at the event from distinct universities, institutions, laboratories from various states of India and abroad also. Lastly, my thanks are due to my all colleagues of DBF Dayanand College of Arts and Science, Solapur, who have worked with great dedication to make this program a success. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamle sir. Now we are ending this webinar with national anthem. May I request all the participants to rise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे
मॅडम काही इन्स्ट्रक्शन?
Thank you all the participants and also thank you to all the speakers.
अभिनंदन मॅडम, चांगला वेबिनार, अतिशय मस्त वेबिनार होता. कॉंग्रॅच्युलेशन.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent seminar.
Shohael sir, thanks a lot.
पठाडे बोलतीये मॅडम.
Well still webinar. Thank you very much.
देशमुख सर, पठाडे सर, थँक्यू.
Yes, sir.
कदम सर. हा, मी पठाडे बोलतीये, मिसेस पठाडे. छान झाला खूप सेशन. सगळे छान झाले सेशन.
Shall you take a leave?
Pathade sir, धन्यवाद.